Dakar. Hoy es la etapa maratón en Moquegua y en Tacna.
Welcome to Dakar 2019. It's part one of the marathon stage, so the top guns will have to do what they can to stay out of trouble. There's also a dramatic change of scenery with the first fesh of this year's rally.
On this 2019 Dakar, all types of terrain are covered. Sand of course, but also rios and rocky paths. Traps ahead for all. And there was no stopping the beast of the Coronel brothers. And more danger lay ahead.
For the time being, no medical problems, no knocks or injuries. We're trying to find a way to get the 356 out.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no worries.
Are you alright?
Yes, perfect.
Allez, tout le monde, on le tire.
Previously, in the bikes, Yamaha's De Sultre claimed his maiden Dakar stage win.
I hope the navigation is even harder so the others get lost behind me.
Sunderland is the best placed of the KTMs in third overall.
On the days where it counts, try not to make the mistake.
Bereda bowed out, but Honda are still banking on Brabec and Benavides.
Every day I feel better and confident of keeping it up stage by stage.
And it's Quintanilla of Husqvarna who now leads the way.
I've got 11 minutes, but on this type of stage with tricky navigation, that's not much.
For part one of the marathon stage, it'll be vital for the competitors to keep their vehicles in one piece because they'll have no assistance this evening. Two separate bivouacs with the bikes and quads heading to Moquegua and the cars side-by-sides and trucks to Tacna. 351 kilometres to cover across two special sections. Ahead of the marathon stage, every single tyre was marked last night to ensure that the competitors don't make any unauthorised changes. No assistance is permitted except between riders. Navigation will also be absolutely key, especially going through the first fesh of this year's Dakar. The bikers know that they have to be ready for absolutely anything.
The first marathon stage for the Dakar 2019, so yeah, we're ready as we can be, and we'll see what the day throws at us today.
You trained the ducklets. Take off your goggles, dude.
Yeah, marathon stage, we need to make it through. We're using harder tyres today. I think everyone's doing roughly the same thing. Altitude is also a factor. For the past month I've been sleeping in a hermetic tent at 3,000 metres. It's actually a tent I plug in and put on my bed at home. As you can imagine, my wife is delighted. It's a sacrifice. So a dramatic change of scenery today with harder, stonier tracks and tricky riverbeds to navigate. De Saultre opening the piece for all but the final 30 k's. Yamaha not helped by the loss of Franco Caimi and Rodney Fagata to injury and mechanical issues respectively. De Saultre 15th, dropping at 23 minutes. Pablo Quintanilla also lost around 20 minutes and his overall lead. It was very easy to make mistakes, easy to crash. I caught up with the group ahead of me and stayed with them until the finish line. Kevin Benavides also slipped down a few places in the standings after taking it relatively easy. The Honda man alternating between fast and slow as he came in 9th on the day, 15 minutes off the pace. Adrian van Beveren is usually happiest on the sand, but he admitted this was his favourite day of the rally so far. The Frenchman riding with a bit more freedom as he rolled in 5th. Now Sam Sunderland was running very nicely through the first special, but then the Englishman ran into trouble at one point, getting stuck in a ravine. Fortunately for the 2017 winner, no major damage done, and he still managed to come 4th on the stage.
After the refuel, it was a big shock to the system because we were in huge stones and ravines and really difficult navigation, and I managed to get stuck there in a ravine and a bit disappointing, and lost touch with the group, but then had to push towards the finish to close back on.
Just ahead of him was his KTM teammate Toby Price, who's been struggling with a wrist injury in recent days. The Aussie gritting his teeth on his way to 3rd place. Matthias Walkner came 2nd today in spite of hurting his ankle at one point, otherwise no major issues. But there was only ever going to be one winner, Ricky Brabec putting the hammer down from the word go, storming home over 6 minutes clear for his 2nd Dakar stage win. The American also taking hold of the overall lead.
With marathon night and motocross start tomorrow, you know, it kind of helps me because tomorrow I can kind of just hang back and have the stage under my control.
So Brabec 6 minutes and 19 seconds ahead of Walkner, who came in ahead of his KTM teammates Price and Sunderland. Van Beveren pipping Paulo Gonçalves to 5th. Brabec now leads Quintanilla by 2 minutes and 19 seconds. There were just 9.5 minutes separating the top 7. Another battle royale between Argentinians today in the quads. Nicolas Cavigliasso edging Jeremias Gonzalez by 4 minutes and 11 seconds to extend his overall lead to 34 minutes. Max Hunt and Harry Hunt. The two British brothers have the same love of adrenaline and the same passion for the Dakar. This year they are competing together for the first time, although their ambitions are somewhat different.
It's more serious for Harry. For me, it's definitely more of a hobby.
I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform and to compete, and I don't come to Dakar just to make the numbers up. You know, I want to be here, and I eventually want to be on the top step of that podium.
Yeah, I was very well behaved. Always did what I was told. Yeah, there's always competition with me and Harry. Harry, yeah, it's brilliant. It's great fun growing up with a brother like Harry because we're always doing stupid stuff, and
we're very competitive between ourselves as well. You know, when we're at home and I'm on a quad or in a buggy and he's on his motorbike, we're so competitive.
2 wheels for one, 4 for the other. Max looking to survive in the original Bimoteur class, while Harry's targeting a good result in his very competitive Peugeot.
When Harry gets on a bike, he normally has a massive crash, but, but he's unstoppable in the car, and so we kind of went probably for the best. We went our separate ways.
Despite a fright, Harry is 12th in the cars, while Max leads the originals.
We were talking about it, and he said I might do Malimoto, and then he just went and did it, and I was amazed by that. So I think if Harry had the chance to do Malimoto, he'd be all over it. He'd love it. I think he loves the idea of the concept of it. I think it's kind of his. It would really be his thing as well, strangely.
So, will the brothers end up together in a car?
Maybe, just for a laugh. I don't know. We'll see. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But I think he would really like to drive as well. Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I'd try and navigate or something like that. I don't know. I think we talked about doing it in a truck, maybe. Maybe in the future.
Until then, the journey of the Hunt brothers continues separately on the Dakar.